If you want to know how we're going to fix this without using any solvents, just household items, this is the video for you, because by the end of it, you'll see exactly how we do it. Hello there and welcome back to our channel. In today's video, we're going to be taking you through how you can take damaged DTF name set and sponsors off without using any solvents that you might find difficult to get. I get messages all the time about how spot sold's not available in your local country. VLR's too expensive, DTF's remover's not available. So I thought I'd do a video showing you an alternative way of getting this stuff off without solvents. So that's the aim for today. I did a video before, put it up there, about how we removed an old flock name set just using our scraper. Well, this one is going to use a scraper and a couple of other easy to get hold of items. So stick with us. And some of you eagle-eyed viewers will recognise this beautiful Crystal Palace shirt. Another one I've just added to the collection for the 92-93 first Premier League season. I am getting there. I just need some help with Oldham, Middlesbrough home and away, Middlesbrough home and away, Wimbledon home and away, and a couple of others. So if you see them, drop us a comment or drop us a note on the socials. It'll really help me. So before we go over and do the demonstration, which actually won't be over there, it'll be over in our utility room, I thought I'd just quickly show you that this is a DTF, damaged DTF sponsor. So as I've talked about before, DTF is layers of paint with a layer of adhesive at the back. So getting it off using this method I'm about to show you is slightly different to if it's vinyl. So just bear that in mind. And how you can tell if it's DTF, well, you can see there's like a silvery backing, or sometimes you'll see a black backing, but that's what this is rather than it being a vinyl one. And if this video sounds like something you're going to enjoy, please remember to click like, subscribe, hit that bell notification icon, make sure you don't miss out on any of our future videos. It really helps us with the algorithm and growing our viewership. So over to the utility room and let's get started. So here we are in the utility room ready for this demonstration. So what do we need? We need some hot water. We're going to use some NapiSan for this. Now you don't have to use NapiSan. I think you can probably use any powder-based wash. I don't think it's the NapiSan necessarily that is the key bit here. I think it's probably going to be the heat of the water. But NapiSan, a bowl. I use something like this, like a shower sponge. Don't use one you're going to use in the shower. A spoon to stir things. The damaged football shirt and rubber gloves. Now, I've quite literally got two left hands here, so I'm going to have to wear one of the left ones. In fact, are they left or two? Yeah, I've got two left hands here. I'm going to have to use one on the left on the right hand, but I recommend you use a proper pair of rubber gloves to make it nice and comfortable. So what we're going to do first off is we're just going to put some NapiSan in. There we go. And I'm going to run the water, make sure it's nice and hot. Get the water in, and we're going to use the spoon just to stir it all around. So I'm going to do this. It's not exactly a spectator sport watching water fill up a bowl. So I'm going to fill up the bowl and then I'll be back. If you're new to shirt restoration, or even if you've been doing it for a while, our channel is a perfect source of information for you. So you can watch all our videos, or if you'd like a nice, concise guide that shows you exactly how to remove vinyl, DTF and flock name sets, you're going to want to check out our ebook. It's available now over on my stan.store. Over 110 pages, packed with insights from more than 5 years of football shirt restoration experience. It covers everything you need to know, from identifying materials to solvent safety and advanced techniques for removing even the toughest name sets. So, nice and filled up. What I'm going to do, look, you can hear the grittiness of the powder. You can't hear any grittiness. That shows that it's all kind of dissolved nicely. And I'm going to bung the shirt in, but before I do, this is very hot water, right? So what you've got to be careful of is if you're doing this process on a shirt that maybe has a name set on the back or has a sleeve patch, that you don't want to get damaged, I would avoid doing this process. On this shirt, the only thing that will be damaged by or affected by the hot water and the NapiSan is this sponsor. There's no other name set, so it's absolutely fine. Don't recommend doing this on anything with a name set. But at that, I am gonna put the shirt in, use the spoon to push it down, and we're gonna leave it in there for about 10 minutes or so. Let's put it all under. Leave it in here for 10 minutes. I'll be back. So here we are. It's been about 10 minutes or so. Get me 2 left-hand rubber gloves on. I've got the board and I've got the scraper. And what we're going to do is we're going to get the shirt out of the bowl and we're going to lay it across the board. You've got to be careful because the shirt's going to be sodden, so you've got to be careful not to flood the place. But let's just get this on. Time is a little bit of the essence with this because you need the benefit of the heat. So what we're going to do is we're going to use a scraper and scrape it away. I've got some kitchen roll here to wipe the debris onto. We're just going to go through and look, you can see it's coming off nicely. Now keep going. It might be that halfway through we start seeing it being a little bit harder to scrape the bits off, so we might have to put it back in the bowl for a few minutes. But at the moment that heat is still there on the DTF and it is coming away nicely. Now one of the benefits of doing it this way is that you're not going to have any of those nasty solvent marks that you need to get rid of, which is good, but this is a little bit of a sledgehammer to crack a nut, albeit a nut that needs cracking. So let's give it a little bit more water. Here we go. Scrape it away. Now what you'll see as well is that there's adhesive from where it was kind of part off before. So the adhesive can be a little bit stubborn, but it can react quite well or respond quite nicely to the heat as well. So whilst the focus at the minute is getting off the colour, it can also, this process can also be used to get the adhesive off. Right now I'm starting to feel like there's a little bit more resistance. So let's tell you what, let's get the sponge, put it across it. Okay. And there we go. It goes back to being a little bit easier to remove. There we go. And there we go. Most of that colour is off. You'll have to excuse the tap dancing in the background. The dog's just walked in. So what we're going to do now, we're going to put this back in the water. Let's try and get as much of this off as possible, because what we don't want to happen is we don't want to put it in the water and have the paint get smeared onto the shirt. Let's get some more kitchen roll. A little bit won't be a problem, but we want to get as much off as possible before we then put it back into the water. So I'm going to get all of this blue off and then we'll go into the next stage. Okay, so I've got all the blue off, or most of the blue, and we're just going to put it back in the water for a little bit of a soak. What you can do with your shower sponge is just use it to give it a nice little scrub. You're going to almost certainly be left with a little bit of adhesive residue, which it's up to you. You can either make sure the replacement is spot on and covers it exactly, or you can go over it with a solvent. But like I say, the purpose of this video is to show you how to do it without a solvent. So the aim is to get as much of it off as possible in this process, and anything else is covered by a nice good replacement. And if you're interested in learning how to do the replacement, there'll be a video up in the corner of the screen that shows you exactly how to do it. So I'm now going to put this shirt in on a nice 30 wash, and then I'll be back. Okay, so here we are. You can see it's looking quite good. There is still the residue there. Most of the residue is still there, but this video was never really going to show you how to get rid of all that residue. The aim here is to show that you can do it if you get the precise replacement just using some household items. And actually, shout out to Will Longmire over on Twitter. He was the one that gave me the inspiration for this video. So thank you, Will. So look, here we go. It's ready to go. I'm going to go over, press a new fly emirates on, and show you the end result. So stick with us. So here we have it, the finished article. Look at that. None of the residue was removed, but the replacement was pretty precise, and it's covered 99% of it. I mean, there's a few different fly emirates out there, many different variants, so it's important to use the right one for the particular shirt. But overall, I am very pleased with that. So let's recap what we did. We used NapiSan in some very, very hot water in a bowl. Make sure you stir it all, make sure you get rid of it. Make sure the shirt, the only vinyl or DTF on the shirt is the stuff you want to remove. Because if, for example, the badge was vinyl and you only wanted to remove that, you'd probably find that the badge came off as well because of the heat of the water. But the heat in the water is the key thing there to be able to soften the DTF enough to be able to scrape it off with the scraper. So we took it out of the water after 10 minutes, we laid it across a board because you don't want the smearing from the front to go over onto the back. So you have the board to separate it, use the scraper to scrape it all off, pull it back in the water, give it a little scrub with a shower sponge, pull it in a wash bag, wash it on a 30, it came out, there was some residue there, but that doesn't matter because the replacement was pretty precise. Press it on, Bob is your uncle. Now, just a little tip here for people that do heat pressing. Look, you can see there, that's a pressure mark from the plate. That's where the plate hasn't touched. That's where the plate has pressed the name set on, or the sponsor on. A lot of people ask, and in fact you can see a little bit on where the application tape has been used for the pressing. Don't worry about those marks. Those marks will either come out of time, you can give them a little bit of a brush and it will eventually come out, or if you give it a wash, it all comes out. So try not to worry too much about those. But there you go. Like I say, shout out to Will Longmire on Twitter for giving me the inspiration for this video. If you've got any hints or tips or different methods that you use to remove vinyl, DTF, flock, anything, I'm always interested. I'll maybe even learn how to do that method and do a video on it and what have you. So drop a comment below, let me know how you get on. If you've liked this video, you're gonna love this one and this one. See you next time.